Okay, so gotta be a little bit quiet because there's some folks sleeping here. But I'm doing kind of like a 2.0 of this. Ooh. Okay, there you go. I was getting scared for a second. Yeah, but I have this web application that I was going to refactor it, both from the Golang side and from the Next.js side. But I decided that it was a lot of work and I wanted a lot of different and complete rewrite of logic, so I decided to just create another one. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next hour or 2 hours. We'll see. And I have windsurf here also. I like to have both out open, especially for front end stuff. That I don't know. I think that windsurf is really good, but otherwise I like to default to NeoVim. I also have Avante, but I don't know. I feel that, well, Avante doesn't accept images, at least not now. When that happens, when Avante starts accepting or not accepting, but when Avante develops a way of accepting images as inputs, or maybe there is, and I just don't know. I just don't have the time to figure out. But anyways, I'm gonna be using both NeoVim and Windsurf. So yeah, that's just a little bit of preface where I'm at. I was doing a little bit of front end because currently this is the light mode, this dark mode. Before these cards were looking a little bit pale, I guess. They had the same background as the black or darker one. So I made like a dark gray-ish color. So I think that looks better. It's easier to see the contrasts. But I like how it looks in light theme with having the white background cards being the same as the background. I don't know. I may change this. For now, I'm just gonna work on dark mode, especially because it's at night, so it's just easier. Okay, so currently I have the user's route, and I'm trying to, okay, so I have the sign up, I have the login, but unfortunately, for some reason the sign up is not saving the data into the database. So if I go into users-store.go, I have my create user function, which it's just an insert. So insert into user. So I have first name, last name, email, and password, right? And that's probably why 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that should suffice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I need to check this because I have a feeling that I may also have created that, but it has a default. Okay, same. Okay, so we don't need these two. We don't need to pass this two. Okay. So I made that correction right there. Node database connection, LSPs, SQLS. Okay, that's fine. Let's open dweaver. Oh, and I need to put this here so you guys can still see the chat. So health check works, groups work, decoration works also. That's how I got the groups here. But not the sign up, at least not now. So I have the sign up. So we have a test user. It says successfully signed up the user. Okay, so it is there. Alright, so it was that error. Something that I don't like though is that when I had, where was it? Create. I had that before, that should have thrown an error. So here I should have seen an error. Now this shouldn't. Yeah, I don't like that. That's wrong. Yeah, it's still one user, but I would have wanted to see this error. Just get my other repo, because I like to download when I have a repo that I have a lot of the functionality done. I just like to look at the other repo, see what I did before. So I'm probably like not going through an error check that I should. I mean, here I'm only doing this method once, so I should only check this once, but something like this should pop up. And at the moment it's not showing that error, which I don't like that. So here I should do helpers.error.json. What is it? Status error. Okay. So http status server. Okay, I may have to restart the LSP. So annoying. Alright, let me reopen Vim, see if that does the trick. Alright, so we want the response writer. Just want to write that. And then the status, there you go. Status internal server error, there you go. And then here I'm just gonna pass the error. So now next time we do this request, there you go, error. Error insert has more expression than, there you go. That's a good way to debug. So now we can go back and change the insert method as it was correctly declared before. It's just that yesterday I had that and I was too tired, so I didn't realize that I had 5 values for 4 declared attributes or values to be inserted. So I was getting an error, but I couldn't see what was happening, and it was because of that I was missing the handling of the error in the router. But now it works. Now the second thing that I want to check is the email should be unique. Okay, cool. So now if I try to do that, error duplicate key value valid constraints user's emails key. Cool. So I can write a custom error message here, but it's somewhat explicit, and you know that there's a duplicate of the key, which tends to be the user's email. It's not a primary key, but it's a key because it's unique. Anyway, so this is working. Cool. Now let's check that we have the login working. Alright, so the login should be implemented, I believe. Okay, so we have the token, we have our secret. Am I doing the load? Let's do something because I'm not sure if I'm actually pulling this secret variable out of the .env file. So let's do the following. And this is going to be important because when you sign a token with the secret, or when you expect to sign it with the secret, a lot of things can fail if you're not doing it with this JWT, or if you change the JWT, so JWT secret, sorry. So I just want to make sure that I'm using this environment variable. Okay, so I'm not sure if that was written, but I'm just gonna press right again just to make sure. Login, I can get rid of this. Invalid credentials, please try again. Ah, oh, Jesus, okay. Which is wrong, obviously. Because we have this here. I need to make a coffee. Oh, there you go. There's an error. But this should have not been printed here. I should have gotten that as a JSON. So user does not exist. SQL expected 7 destination arguments and scan, not 6. So I have something wrong with my SQL, and that's fine. Let's see here. I'm printing the error. That's handled. Helpers are JSON valid credentials. Oh, I see. So, okay, in production, when something goes wrong, normally you don't want to explicitly tell it, or is, you know, getting access to the API, because actually no, let me rephrase that. You don't want to create too many explicit errors when it comes to authentication, because if someone's trying to hack it, then they may get a clue of what's going on. Here we can say user does not exist. Here does not exist, or credentials are wrong. So we're given a lot of information there. If we put that the user does not exist, that's a clue to a potential hacker that he can move on to another account, rather than if we don't give as much as information, then it's just a little bit safer. So now here user does not exist or credentials are wrong, and then we get the SQL error. So it's one of those things that, you know, here I have the log and I get it here. So for development, that's fine. And then this message will be used for the JSON. So I guess that's fine. So let's go to the login. get user by email, so probably here. Oh, need to go to the implementation, not to the definition. So GI, there you go. So I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm missing created a password, first name, last name. Which also generally, no, not generally, never, except, yeah, I don't know, maybe specific cases, but you don't want to return the password, so let's get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, just to double check. So now, oh shit, okay. Valid credentials, let's try again. Let's see this. I'm actually gonna close this. All right, let's try this again. Does not exist. Role relations. That's something that I have to implement later. Jesus Christ, okay. All right, so now we want to keep that big. So now we know that is this one. Passwords don't match. Okay. Extra nil. Oh, duh. I deleted. That's why we do need the password in that case. Wow. Okay, so I'm a little bit tired. Bear with me. Get user by email. So we do want the password here. Otherwise, we cannot check if the passwords match. Which is going to be the hash one either way. But if you can even avoid getting the hash password out there, meaning if it's not necessary, then skip it. But yeah, in this case, I do need it. Okay, so now we shouldn't be seeing these passwords still match, I believe. Boom, there you go. And we have our token. All right, so that works. Which, to be honest, I don't know if I want to do like session authentication later. But JDOT will work for the moment being. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. So let me close this. Let me get rid of that. All right, so now I can get rid of this by having the login implemented. So let's go for a little bit to the front end part. Let's get rid of this. Store, groups, UI, auth, or users? Users. I always forget how to create. Let's see. Does const age set age? Okay. Like this is very simple, but I mean I could just get my notes. Didn't Saustand have another? What's with the... Oh look, server-side rendering. Set up with Next. No, this is actually really easy, that's fine. This is very interesting, but it's not what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm curious if they see how to create the store here. Alright, there you go. So there's a state. Then you have some actions. Counter store. Export create counter store. Return. Okay. Ah man, I don't know. I don't love the documentation from Saustand, to be honest. Like I have this way of creating stores that I think is very easy, where you have the state, then you have the store, and then store export, and that's it. Like nothing too complex. So this will be the auth state, user state, where we're gonna have a single user, which is gonna be of type user, which we don't have yet. But we can borrow this from Go, where our user will be something like that. Oh my god. Okay, there you go. Alright, so interface user, I can leave that. I can get rid of that. Leave that as so. Put that there. Oh, and I need to add the let's do the following. Let's do a macro. So I'm going to the end of the word, insert dot, go down, go at the beginning, and macro. So I'm gonna do 6 at q, boom. And then I can just do that. What interface? Ah, okay. There you go. And now we can import this. Nope. Okay, I guess not. Alright, whatever. So we have the user. Guess we can have users, which will be an array of users or null. Same for this. For now we can leave it as it is. Then we declare a store. Let's import that and add this state here to the type. Users. Let's pass a set. Kind of works. No, it works exactly like setter and getter, not kind of. So that's fine. Hey, Antonio Sanchez, how are you? Where are you streaming from? Any doubts, questions, comments? Please, by all means, put it on the chat. Let's leave the user as null initially. Users as an empty array. Sorry, like that. Then the method we're gonna do sign up, which I want this to be async. Which I should have also the variables declared like the .env, but let's go step by step. I mean, I guess I could use finally, but okay, that's fine. So with the sign up, I'm gonna get a response. And that is going to be through making a post fetch, a post request to the URL. Yeah, v1 auth sign up method post body let's see, I don't know this by memory, so I need to check this. Data user. Which this, I can put it here. Because this is not going to be the same as user. Actually, you know what? Let's make these optional. Email, last name, ID. These are also optional. That way we can use the same interface. And then I can pass the data there. Oh, I can put a weight here. But also I believe that since the 203 response, I don't think we need to, you know, get that response declared. For the time being, we can do the following for the error. That should be fine. Then we can get rid of the finally actually. And we can create the login method. Okay, so we can do here a try catch. This will be, actually I can borrow that. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Wow, suddenly I got super sleepy. So according to one of my methods that I wrote actually not so long ago. So I'm getting the data here, which will be the token. Let's add an await here. So I do that too. So that was fine. Oh. There's a way to do it with TypeScript where I just want the user dot email and user dot password from the interface. But I'm getting very tired, so I'm just gonna put the following. Well, that normally works in Go. Yeah, that looks fine. So if everything goes well, then we set this in the local storage. Set local storage. What is it? Local storage semi-item. Local storage set item. Then I can pass any key that I want. So I'm gonna put that and then pass the data, which is the token, the JWT. Wait, what did I call it? String. It's not really a string, it's a token, but we can go with that. Hi Fathan, what you build? So what I'm building is this dashboard. I play soccer, so it's very simple. You arrive to your dashboard where you can see previous games. You're able to see, I'm going to change this. These are a lot mock data and fake front end, but the idea is that when you log in and you're able to see the games that you have played, soccer games, you can see also this opponent's really, it's also a little bit of mock data, but you're able to see the results, whether you won, draw, or lost, the number of points earned, and how many points have you earned through a given time. You can go into the different groups where you play soccer with, and yeah, that's it. Very, very simple. Nothing too complex. But yeah, I'm using Next.js in the front end, and I'm using Golang on the back end. So that's what I'm building right now. right now I have this login and logout, which looks ridiculous. So my first step right now to make this useful is adding the login, which on the back end is already hooked up. So this is working. You have the login, you have the sign up. I have my user here. And now it's just making sure that I can make use of the login in the front end. Which is almost implemented, but there's never assigned. Okay. So yeah, once I finish this and I can get the token, then I can manipulate with state, getting this token, send that token into the backend, getting the user data, and then put that into the state. If data.string all right, so now I want to be able to test this, and to be honest, I'm starting to get a little bit tired, so I may use a little bit of AI to do the UI. So let me pull up my trusty windsurf. All right. Wow, all of a sudden I got really tired. Let's see, do I have a route here for login? No, I don't. So I have my app here. I will probably create an auth group, which you do it that way. And then I can put sign up here and page.tsx. And this is just for the auth not to appear on the URL or in, yeah, route query, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting really sleepy. So let's see, how long have I been streaming? 50 minutes. Okay, so one more stretch, like 10 more minutes, I think. Then I'm gonna call it a day. Alright, so we have that. I can use windsurf. So I can say, let me see that I'm not spilling any API keys. I don't think so. Okay, create a login UI. Wow, I'm so tired. And I used to be able to do this really quickly, just at this time of the day. No way. which to be honest, I don't have this right now, but whenever you have a graphic, you can actually upload it to Windsurf and tell Windsurf create a UI that's exactly the same as the image, which it won't make it exactly the same, but it'll get a pretty good approximation to whatever you submit. So for example, if you have a Figma design or if you see an image that you like the way that the UI is done, you can actually use Windsurf for that. So I think those are one of the nice things, or applications that you can use, and in the process help yourself creating just software faster. But for example, this is taking a bit too long, and I can say, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to create a card. I'm gonna pass here the h2. I'm gonna pass two inputs. I'm gonna pass a button submit. Right? Obviously, it's not looking the best. Or it's not even. Oh shit! Oh, okay. I was like, look at that. But that's Windsurf for you. This looks nicer, but for example, something that Windsurf doesn't take into account, like why do we have this background, or why is this bluish? Doesn't go with the theme, right? So those are the small things that you have to correct, and you have to know what you're looking at. So why are we using state? Why are we using the link? Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's fine. When you submit, prevent default is fine. Set loading, like, sure, I guess. Set timeout, set is loading. So this is like a fake loading spinner. Where's this? Sometimes cursor acts up a little bit, but for example, building this, to be honest, it's pretty good. I want to get rid of this background. All right. The background should be set at other levels, not this level. So I'm going to do the following. That's looking a little bit better. Let's see the inputs. Okay, I see that. 22. There's probably one more. What am I missing? Alright, that does look a little bit weird. It shouldn't be exactly the same, so it should be either darker or lighter. Okay, never mind. That actually looks better. Let me get rid of this color. Okay. So this is my second input. Where's my first? There you go. Hey Slam, good morning. For me is I get yeah, good morning, but I should go to sleep soon. So yeah. Okay, so I have this form that actually looks very decent, may I say. Uh, so now what we can do is get the login from Shustand, I think, or Sustand, whatever people call it. Use outstore. Now I should not be getting outstore users store. Did I? Oh, I did not export it. Very important. Um, so let's export this. So const use store, which will be equal to a create function of substand that is using the outstate interface, and then I'm going to pass the dev tools keyword here to be able to use Redux. I do want this to persist, and we can give the store a name because that's easier to debug. So auth state, can I find auth state? What did I put? User state. Okay. All right, so that should do it. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. I don't know why this is complaining. Login user. It's just login. Okay. I'm missing something in the store. Yes, I'm missing precisely that. Antonio Sanchez. Sorry, I didn't see this before. What is Footbeats? So as I explained prior, Footbits is just a place where you can keep track of your previous games whenever you have played soccer. That's essentially it. And it's just a fun way of keeping track between your friends. So, not right now, but I used to play soccer very often. So you can record the games that you play, the amount of points that you earn throughout a given time. And depending on that, right now, what you can see is just like your individual. It's still a mock, but it's a good mock. Where this your individual performance, but then I think a feature that will be cool is, for example, you can go into a group, right? So you would go into a group, let's say this, and you would be greeted with something very similar but not the same, where you can start adding players to this graph and you can see the differences in graphs. But mainly the goal here is to be able to share results with your group of friends. That's the idea. Where was I? Login? Yes, login. So I have all this state, email, password, remember me. I mean, all of this could be passed to SauceLand, honestly. Except I mean, this and this. I mean, not email and password. But I don't like when people do this. Like, might as well just say that and then just put email string or email empty string. And same with password. And then on your inputs, just control them, change the state, value user.email. Yeah, that's fine. I can get rid of that by the password and change. So essentially here I'm just like passing everything that the user has, including the password, but then I'm only changing the password here. So that's a very functional way of changing state, which is exactly what React does all the time. So now when I go to login, you can see that. And just so you guys can see that this does work, I can put here user.email. Okay. So I can get rid of this. Alright guys, I am about to sleep it like on top of the table. It's been an hour and 4 minutes. I think it was cool that you guys saw the user interface, that you saw also a little bit of the back end. But I really need to go to sleep. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably.